In Lev Shalem, it's page 178. In Sim Shalom, it's, I believe, either 416 or 149. Excuse me just a minute. Okay, let me share my screen. Oh, that is not.
Oh, there it is. I did tag it.
Okay, oh my goodness, I have too much happening. There you go. Can you see that nicely? Should be pretty darn big, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, very sharp.
Good. Okay, so you're welcome to follow along either in your book or on the screen. I will read to you to start. Avinu Sheba Shamayim, Sur Yisrael v'go alo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Smichat Geulatenu, Hagen Aleha Be'evrat Chastecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha, Ushlach Orcha Ve'amitcha L'rasheha, Sareha Ve'yoatzeha, V'taknem Beitza Tova Milfanecha, Hazek et Yedei Meginei Aretz Kadshenu V'han Chilem Eloheinu Yeshua Ve'ateret Nitzachon Ta'atrem V'natata Shalom Ve'aretz V'simchat Olam V'yoshveha V'nomar Amen. I still trip over some words, and I read this a lot. So I'm just telling you, don't be frustrated, okay? So now it's your turn to read. I'm going to start at the top of my boxes. So Lenore, you're in my top box. Will you read to, so it's like 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 words, like to the end of the first line?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Avinu Sheba Shamayim Sur Yisrael V'go alo Barech et Medinat.
Perfect. Stop
Yes.
right there.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Barbara, will you continue?
Israel, Reshit, Timichat, Gulatenu,
So this is Geulatenu.
Geulatenu, you're right. I don't know where I'm supposed to be stopping because mine is different from yours.
Go
So
2 more words.
okay.
Go 2 more words.
Hagen, Alecha,
So
Ve'ev-
this is, so stop right here. Say the last word again.
Alecha.
So it's a hey at the end, aleha, not a chet. So no,
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's-
Alecha.
right, aleha. That's the thing about this prayer, in my opinion. You think there are more chets and there are more heys. Okay.
Well,
Susan, will you continue?
Evrat Hasdaha
Mhm.
Ufros Aleha
Mhm.
Sukat
Mhm.
Shlomecha Ushlach Orcha.
Stop right there. That was great. Perfect. Thank you. Good morning, Marlene and Geraldine. We are working on this prayer for the state of Israel. I have it on my screen, but if you want to turn to it in your book, page 178 in Lev Shalem, or in Sim Shalom 416. No, I'm sorry. yes, 416 or 149. Okay. Okay. I think we just finished Ushlach Orcha. So, right. So, we are on the fourth line. Sue, will you continue?
Okay. Wait a minute, lost my place.
Fourth, I think it's the fourth line. At least if you look at my
1, 2,
screen,
3, 4. Va'amitecha,
perfect.
va'amitecha, lera, seha.
She. This is a
Oh,
shen.
that's a she. Lera sheha, sareha, veyo atseha.
Lovely.
There's a lot of us. Betak name. Be'etza
Mhm.
tova.
Lovely. Thank you. Didn't trip you up. Good job.
You warned us.
I did. Arlene, would you like to read or not? Nope, you're going to pass. Okay. Mary Ellen, I don't think I've called on you, have I? Will you read?
I will try. Meal Faneka
Yeah.
Hazek 8 Yade at Yade
Mhm.
Megine
Yeah.
Aretz Kadoshenu Vehan Ki Lame.
Perfect. You did that beautifully. Thank you. Edith, would you like to read?
Yes, I'd like to be challenged, but I didn't do very well in practicing. Could you raise it up a little?
Yes, certainly. Hold on,
Please.
let me see if I can. Well, I think I can. Hold on. Why didn't it want to go? Sorry, hold on one second. Let me make it. It's not cooperating.
That's okay. I'll push. No,
I'm gonna
no,
move it.
that's making it smaller.
I know, but I was hoping by doing that, I'd get to another
Oh.
command. It's not letting me do what I want to do.
Okay,
I think I have too many things open.
okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'll try. Let's see.
So we're here. The second.
Elhenu.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's see. Yeshua, Yeshuza.
Yeshua, you were right.
Yeshua. Okay, I'm still confusing those two letters. Viaseret.
So this is a t, right?
Viateret.
Yeah, Teret, exactly.
Okay. And is that something that's in some books it's S, in some books it's T?
You're confusing a samach with
Okay.
a tav. So the samach is
This is
closed up
samach.
here. This one has this opening, which is.
Oh my.
Because you see up
Okay.
here, do you see where I'm pointing this samach up here, sukkot?
Yep.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
this is see, it's open. This is the T
It's a
sound.
T.
Okay. Needs cone.
Yep.
Teatrain.
Right. Te'atrem. Good.
Vinatata.
Yes.
Shalom.
Yes. The only thing I would say is don't read it with a question mark. Read it like a confidant. People will believe you. People will believe that you know it if you don't ask permission, which is adding that question mark.
In other words, Edith, do to yourself what you do to me, okay?
Thank you, Geraldine.
All right, Geraldine. You're next.
Geraldine, would you like to read the last line? It's totally up to you.
Yes.
Edith really honed in on that, didn't she?
That's
so we
what I was
stopped at,
thinking.
So I'm starting with which show me where I'm starting. So
Right here, ba'aretz. You see?
Oh.
We're-
Ba'aretz. Ba'aretz. Then wow, wait a minute, hold up. V sim
Shorten it.
but v.
oh yep. That's an Edith thing too. Okay. Vasimchat
Yes?
olam leyoshvaha. No.
Yeah,
The vo-
leyoshveha. That's right, leyoshveha.
Okay.
So the difference in your pronunciation and mine, I put the emphasis on the vav here, the ve. You had simply put the emphasis on the ha, but the rest of it was right. Leyoshveha.
Okay. Okay. The new mall.
No, there's a dot
What
up
is
here,
that?
so it's O.
Oh, the no mall.
Yes.
What is that? Ahmed? No.
Amen.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
2 dots.
I know, Edith. I love you. Good morning.
You guys make a good team. I like that. Okay. I think we should start again from the top, if that's all right, because everybody could use a little more practice. So do you want me to adjust the page or is it okay?
It's okay.
Okay. Audrey, would you start us off?
Yes. Avinu, Shabash, Shabashmaim,
Mhm.
Shur, Yisrael, the Goalo,
Mhm.
Barecha,
Barech.
Et, Medina.
Yes, Medina. Stop right there. Okay. Let's see. Trying to find some of you who I know haven't read yet. Marlene, yes, thank you for waving at me. I had to find your box. Will you unmute and read?
Sure. There's a lawnmower next door and they just took a break. It was giving me such
All
a
right, so
headache.
can you, we're
Okay.
having trouble hearing and understanding you, so will you turn off your video so we can hear you more clearly? Okay, so we're
Is that
on-
better?
Oh, so much
Okay.
better.
Okay. Yisrael. Skip the second word.
Yes.
Okay. Reshit. Simcha.
Sme. So this
I'm
is,
sorry. Smicha.
yes.
Gulatenu.
So so it's gu.
Geulatenu. Geulatenu.
Exactly.
Hagain. Alecha.
Aleha. Yes. You want to continue or you want to stop?
I'll try that it's quiet here. I can think. Be'everat hasdecha
Mm-hmm.
ugrosh.
This is a sin, not a shin.
Ugros.
Ufros.
Sin.
There it
Okay.
is.
Ufros. Alecha.
This is a hey open, so aleha.
Alecha. Alecha.
Yes.
Sukkot.
Sukat. There's a.
Sukkot. Okay. Shalomecha.
Shlomeha.
Shlomecha.
Mm-hmm.
Shlomecha. Ushlach.
Mm-hmm.
orcha.
Perfect. You
Orach.
figured it. Orcha. Thank you. That was good. You figured it out. Thank you. All right. So let's go back to the beginning. Lenore, will you continue? Barbara, you have a question?
I just wonder if anybody else is using an old Sim Shalom like I am, because Ufros on your screen is a sin and it's a samak in the old Sim Shalom.
How interesting. Hold on a second. Let me.
And I
open
wouldn't have
my
thought
book.
about that, except that the reader did the sin shin mix up.
What page are you on?
416.
I wonder if your old one is my old one.
I'm gonna look too. All right, let me see. Sukkot Shlomecha. It is Ufrosh. It's a sama.
Wow.
Yes,
at that.
it is. It is.
Wow,
Huh,
wow,
that's
wow.
interesting.
And the page I have on the screen is actually from a Sim Shalom, but a different edition of a Sim Shalom.
Hmm.
So let me look at my Lev Shalem. Hold on one second. It's a sin. So they've decided to change the spelling, apparently. Cool.
Okay, sorry for
Um,
interrupting, but that was very different.
It is.
Same
No,
word,
thank
but-
you. I
Glad
appreciate
that
it.
my fumble was a teachable moment.
Yes, it was, Marlene.
But the prayer for the state of Israel has got to be new, right?
Well, that's all relative.
I mean,
It's-
within the last, 70 years.
Well, exactly. But so again, when they wrote it, I'm guessing whoever wrote it, and there's probably notes on this. So in Lev Shalem, upon Israel's independence in 48, many prayers were circulated for the well-being of the new state. This one was composed by Israel's chief rabbis and was then slightly edited by someone else. So I'm guessing in the editing, they decided to change the spelling.
This is 1989, my old one.
Yeah, let me
Mine's
see.
1985.
But
Ah,
the thing that's interesting to me is that is in a word. And does that mean that Israel changed? I don't know what that word means exactly, but actually just someone looking at I don't know if we could figure out what that word means, but does that mean that they changed the spelling throughout Israel whenever they use that word, or is that a word that's just essentially biblical? I don't think so, though.
See, I'm guessing that these are not biblical. That's kind of my thought process
Yeah.
because of when it was, you can't call it biblical if it was created in 48 or after.
Right. So which word is it again? Where
Ufros,
do we
right
know
here.
what
So
that-
it's the third line, third word.
do we know what that means?
I do not exactly know what that word means, no.
That would be funny if they were still changing the way words are spelled. I mean, I guess we do too in English, but not so much. Like just email, taking out, I mean, email is a new word, period, but
Well,
taking out the hyphen and all that.
and then if you think about over time, the English spelling, the UK English spelling versus so theater, R-E or E-R.
Well, we do
Right.
it both ways here, but I think a lot of that was Webster or Nathaniel Webster.
Probably, but then you make another good point, which is as things become, particularly with the internet and email, I think it has more to do with keyboard ease than anything else.
But one other thing, and then I can get off this topic, but catalog, for example,
Mhm.
when I was young, we had the UE at the end, and now I think a lot of the times we don't bother with that. So
Yeah. Well, and I think, as I said, so the number of characters in something with certain internet applications, characters matter. So they reduce the character count. But anywho, all right, let's.
You know that there are people who believe that you are allowed a certain number of words. Trump is one of them, that you're allowed a certain number of words, and when you finish your words, you pass away.
oh, keep talking, Mr. Trump.
I'm gobsmacked by that. I've never heard of this lunatic.
I've heard that.
Trump is a big
Yeah.
believer in this.
He
That's why
said that about steps. That's why he
I
didn't.
had a professor in college who had us write in Telegram because he was a believer in this too.
I
So instead of
we
writing
have a
full sentences, it
number
would
of-
be like you were writing a telegram. Only the important words.
Where did you go to college?
GW, George Washington University.
I'm in trouble.
Reputable place.
I'm in trouble. I talk too
Well, I
much.
went somewhere, I went to Wisconsin and then I transferred because I couldn't stand the cold anymore.
Wisconsin
And
is
I
also-
ended up at GW.
Well, all I'm gonna say is
I can't
that
remember what professor it was. I wish I did.
I think there are very few lawyers who must believe in that, because having been a lawyer for many years, the one thing I sometimes appreciated, particularly as a young lawyer, when working with older lawyers, there were page limitations on briefs that we could submit, particularly at the federal level. And so it's like, I have completed my argument. That partner is not going to make me add gobs and gobs of stupid arguments because we'll blow out the page limit. We can't do it. Mine was succinct. Mine was just fine. So anyway. All right.
None of you had ever heard that about the word limit thing?
I mean, no, I hadn't.
Oh, it's real. I mean, I don't believe it, but it is real.
Crazy. All right.
No, it's crazy what a lot some
trouble.
people think. You know, it's Trump won the election, for example.
We
Anyway,
need to not talk about that.
no, well, I'm sorry, no politics.
All right.
I only used
we-
Trump as an example because I thought people would actually know that he believed this.
I understand.
Okay.
Lenore,
I
were you about to
apologize.
read, starting with this fourth line?
Yeah. Yes, so are we, we're 1, 2, 3, fourth line.
Yes.
Va'amita l'rasheha sareha v'yoaseha
Mm-hmm.
v'tak name
Mm-hmm.
v'esa tova.
Dova. Thank you. Nice job. Okay. Susan, will you continue?
Yes. Milfanecha Hadek
Zake.
Hazek, excuse me.
Emma.
Et Yedei
Mhm.
Magine
Yeah.
Eretz Kad Shenu
Mm-hmm.
Vahan Chile.
Thank you. Very nice. Okay. Barbara, will you continue?
Eloheinu, Yeshua, Va'ateret, Nitzachon, Ta'atrain, Ta'atrain,
Thank you.
Vinatata, Shalom.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Sue, will you finish this off?
Ba'aretz, B'shimhat.
This one's a sin.
I know that. I think it is because it's kind of B'simchat olam leyosh vecha v'nomar amen.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. So you are all capable of reading this. It just is going to take you a little extra practice, which everyone puts in extra practice, excuse me, on this prayer. Anyway, so now we're going to move on. I mean, we could spend another 2 rounds on this, but we're not going to. We're going to move on. Give me 1 second to change my screen to where I want us to go. There we go. Okay. No, I've lost you now. Sorry. You guys vanished. Gotta find you. There you are. Okay. I'm going to share again. So we're going to now move on to something that was part of, I believe, our beginner class, the V'ahavta. And the reason did I explain this last week? I can't recall if I did in both classes, but so I'm giving you a break from Ashrei. I know you are all going to keep practicing Ashrei on your own whenever you're in services, etc. And also similarly, Yigdal. But so we're going to go, the reason we're going back to the Shema and the paragraphs following the Shema is because, actually, I don't want to start with this page. I apologize. I'm going to start with another page. This page, okay. It's because I want us to get to the second and third paragraphs, which we really didn't do. I believe we did the first paragraph, the V'ahavta, but we didn't go beyond. So in your book, you will find the V'ahavta. Let's see, Lev Shalem, page 155. Sim Shalom, page 346 or 112.
Or 202.
I'm sorry?
Or 202.
Oh, 202, thank you. I didn't realize. Okay, there's too many volumes of this book out there. Okay, and I have it up on my screen. I hope everyone can see it. I could make it even bigger. The reason I have it on my screen, well, that's too big, sorry. That's perfect. Okay, so
I'm
I
sorry.
wanted to show you, is there a question?
What page did you say?
What book do you have?
I have, I guess the newer Sim.
Okay, in the newer Sim Shalom, I think it'll be on 346 toward the bottom of the page.
Thank you.
The Shema should be halfway down the page. Tell me if it is.
I don't know what this is.
Rachel, where did you get that screenshot from? Because it looks a lot like my Lev Shalem, but not exactly like my Lev
So
Shalem.
this is Sim Shalom. This is the Rabbinical Assembly put Sim Shalom online.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not it. Let me see. I'll look for it. Just go ahead.
Well, so show me your book. Hold your book up a second. Okay, so see, it's not the bottom of 346?
That's not the Shabbat book.
Oh, okay, so try 112 or 202, right, Susan? Did you say 202?
Yeah, but that's the Shabbat book.
Oh, okay, so try 112, Geraldine.
Vata,
Yep.
Adonai,
That's it. You found it. You found it. Okay. So before we jump into it, I just want to point out, yes, Barbara.
Maybe you were getting ready to point out. I'd like to know about the two letters in the Shema line, which are larger.
Oh.
Ayin and the Daled.
Oh, this ayin
Yeah.
and this dalet. I don't know the answer to your question.
Okay.
I have a guess that because maybe it's because you hold it like Shema and then Echad, like it's a whole, like you emphasize them.
For the Echad, you're supposed to Echad. You know, come down on it. One, God is one. I know that, but the ayin I don't.
And in my book, they don't do it that way. So in my book, in my Lev Shalem, they don't do it that way. In this Sim Shalom, they do. And in my Sim Shalom back from the 80s, they do. So honestly,
I remember that, but it's not in this book. You're right.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, but I just don't know the answer. Okay, but what I did want to show you, and it exists here in the Shema line, but I'm going to point it out to you in the paragraph we're going to read, the V'ahavta line. There are Torah trope signs here. So Torah trope are musical notes that indicate how you are to chant this. And they exist throughout the Torah. So the Torah doesn't have vowels, but it has trope. It has musical signs. So here, this little corner under the aleph, so it's it's beside our vowel, but it's an addition, and that's a trope sign. And then the two dots, the colon above the final letter, that's a trope sign. So these two together tell you what note this is. Here in the next
what-
word.
So
And
you're
I'm not-
saying that the Torah does have trope signs?
I believe it
actual Torah?
does.
No,
It
no,
doesn't,
no,
but
the Tikkun, the Torah only has the consonants. There's no vowels, no.
so I'm
there's-
okay. So I'm used to practicing from a tikkun, and a tikkun has the trope signs in it. So I apologize. You're right. The Torah only has the letters. It has no vowels, so it has only consonants. And but a tikkun, which is a book that is representative of the Torah, has these signs in it. I wasn't going to get into the names of these signs because that's more advanced than we need, but I just wanted to show you that they exist. And there aren't very many places in our Sidurim that have Torah trope, but the Shema is where you will see it. And then in your Chumash, you will, so like Eitz Chaim or any other Chumash, if you have other Chumashim, they always have the trope. And the trope for Torah is different from the trope for Haftorah. Though the signs look the same, the way they are sung is what's different. So just to add, a little more confusion. But anyway, but so you see there's trope for the Shema. They have the trope throughout the Shema here. There's no trope on this line that is said silently. And then there is, excuse me, I went too far. There is trope for the V'ahavta, right? So I'm going to read you the V'ahavta before anything else happens. So V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shiftecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshachbecha uvkumecha ukshartam liot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtaftam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. So I was taught, I think, to sing this before I was taught how to read. This is my memory, and certainly well before I was ever taught Torah trope. I was taught to sing this not knowing this was Torah trope. I don't think that's so uncommon, honestly. But I'm going to stop sharing because I'm going to change screens. So I want you to know, so here, I'm sorry, ladies, my screens are, here we go. All right. I have shared this with you before, and I will send you the link again. So this is our it's not karaoke, it's the Behrman House, where you can point to a word and they'll read it for you, right? Or you can listen.
Yeah.
You can click on here. Hold on, I obviously started and didn't finish. And I don't know how to get her back to the beginning. Hold on. But anyway, so, but here it doesn't have any of the Torah tropes. So that's why I wanted to show you the other version from the prayer book. The other thing I want to show you, and I will share this with you, our lovely Huvzax, who we love so much, has an online. But what's interesting about this Huvzax one, so she does the first paragraph, the V'ahavta, and then she skips down to the last line of
Yeah.
the third paragraph, which I guess might be how it's done in many synagogues. That's not exactly how it's done in our synagogue. We sing the V'ahavta, chanted in the Torah trope melody, then people read silently, and then usually the reader will chant the very last line. Some people join in, but everybody's at a different place, so it's hard to know when he's going to get there. But so I'm going to play Ahuvazak's chanting it for us, okay? Here we go. She's going to start at the word V'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha ve'hayu hadivarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha Hayom alevavecha, veshinantam levanecha, vedibarta bam, beshivtecha bevetecha, uvlachtecha baderech, uvshachbecha, uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, Vehayu letotafot bein enecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha.
Now she's skipping to the last line of the third paragraph. Oh, the second to last line.
Et kol mitzvotai vihitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Right. So to me, what's interesting there, her slides didn't have the trope on it, interestingly. So that was a choice she made, I guess, in the slides she wanted to show us. But so, all right. So show me by a show of hands, how many of you think you need more practice on the V'ahavta? Only a couple. Okay, so I want to go on to the second paragraph. V'haya im shamoa. Okay, so you all see that in your prayer books? Good, okay. I did not, well, did I? Give me half a second. Oh, I did. All right, I'm going to share my screen again. I did more than I realize. Okay, so here it is on the screen. V'haya im shamoa. Everyone see it, or you have it in your books? Okay.
Rachel, I have a Shem Shalom that some I think a couple of people were asking about a different page. Try page 33. Excuse me for interrupting.
No, it's fine. But okay, so long as everyone has it, or you're welcome to watch my screen. Anyone else struggling with the page? Okay, so I'm going to read to you, and this, as you can see, well, it's longer than the first paragraph. This paragraph is from Deuteronomy Chapter 11. It's verses 13 through 21. And this talks about things that we are commanded to do. All right. So here I go. V'haya im shamoa. Okay, I can't read today either. Tishma'u el mitzvotai. Asher anochi mitzaveh etchem hayom le'ahava et Adonai Elohechem ul avdo b'chol levavchem uv'chol nafshechem. V'natati mitar artzechem v'ito yoreh umalkosh v'asafta diganecha v'tiroshecha leyitzharecha v'natati Asaph, v'sadecha leave hem techa v'achal ta v'savat ta hish meru lachem pen yifteh levavchem v'sartem va'avadtem Elohim acherim v'hish tacha vitem lahem v'chara af Adonai bachem va'atzar et hashamayim v'lo yihyeh matar v'ha'adama lo titen et yevula va'avadtem mehera me'al ha'aretz hatova asher Adonai noten lachem. V'samtem et divarai ele al levavchem v'al nafshechem ukshartem otam leot al yedchem v'hayu litotafot bein einechem v'limadtem otam et b'nechem lidaber bam b'shiftecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshachbecha uvkumecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha lema'an yirbu yimechem v'imei b'nechem al ha'adama asher nishba Adonai la'avotechem latet lahem kimei hashamayim al haaretz. I'm guessing this might be the first time you've heard this read aloud because most synagogues don't read it aloud. Now to continue, the third paragraph, this is more commonly, I think, read aloud than the second paragraph, or at least parts of it are. So here we go. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor. Daber el b'nei Yisrael v'amarta alehem v'asu lahem tzitzit al kanfei vigdehem lidorotam v'natnu al tzitzit hakanaf patil techelet, hakanaf patil techelet v'haya lachem litzitzit or item oto uzkartem et kol mitzvot Adonai va'asitem otam velo taturu acharei levavchem v'acharei einechem asher atem zonim acharechem lema'an tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher chotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liyot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet. So this paragraph, I don't know if you recognize some of it, but it's telling you about when God instructed them to put the tzitzits on the corners of their garments. And you'll look at them and remember the covenant And yeah, remembering.
And keep the commandments.
Thank you, exactly. So as I've told you the story, when I was a youngster, this was very important that we had to learn all of this in Hebrew school, and we learned it in order, and we practiced it for a very long time until we learned it. So it was considered to be paramount, important. So, all right.
Can you
I,
without vowels?
I can't, I'm sorry, say again.
Can you read it without vowels?
The first paragraph and the third paragraph, I'm certain I can read without vowels. The second paragraph, I find much more challenging. Again, probably for lack of practice. But certainly when I was in 5th or 6th grade, I could recite almost all of it by rote. That's, you practice it enough, you just remember it.
Yeah.
So, okay. But we'll start with the Viahafta. Good, yes? I think that's a good place to start. I'm sorry if I don't remember where I left off, ladies, because I just don't. So I'm going to start at my bottom box that's currently on my screen and work my way up. Barbara, you happen to be at the bottom of my screen right now. So will you start with the first line?
Wasn't my fault. My internet went out and I had to come back. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha
Okay, well, okay, go ahead to the end of the line. Go ahead.
uv'chol me'odecha.
Lovely, beautiful. Thank you so much. Sue, will you read the next sentence?
Let's see. V'hayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anochi mitzabcha hayom al levavecha.
Lovely, thank you. Mary Ellen, will you do the next sentence?
V'shinatam leveneka v'di barbam v'di bartam. Oh, stop. V'di, I get it. V'di barta bam
Perfect.
v'shiftaka v'veiteka uvlakata.
So here, if you put the lamed and the ch together, uvlechtecha.
Uvlechteka.
There you go.
Vaderek. Uvshak vaka.
Yes.
Uvkumeka.
Lovely. Good job. Thank you. Susan, will you do the next sentence? Susan, you're muted. Or maybe you're on the phone. No? Yeah, she's on the phone. We're skipping Susan. Okay, Lenore, will you do the next sentence?
Okay, ukshar tam
Yes.
the oat al yadecha v'hayu l'tota fot bein enecha uvtav tam al mezuzot betecha uvish recha.
Very nice. Good job. All right, I have to change my boxes a minute. Okay, where is everybody going? All right, my boxes are jumping all over the place. I'm sorry. Marlene, we're going to start at the top again. We're not going to go on to the next paragraph. Let's just keep practicing this paragraph today. So Marlene, will you do the first sentence again?
Word. V'hafta.
Havta, a couple extra ahs.
V'ahavta.
There it is.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha.
Levavcha. There's a shva under the second vet.
See, no. Levavecha ubechol nifshecha.
Naf. So there's the a under the nun and the fe come together. Naf shecha.
Nafshecha.
Mhm.
Nafshecha. Ubechol meodecha.
Lovely. Thank you. Audrey, will you continue?
Bahayu ad barim
Mhm.
ele asher anoki mitsucha.
So this is that very strange word that. So this dot means nothing.
Oh,
So this is mitzavcha.
mitzavcha.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hayom, that's Hayom. Al lavavecha.
Perfect. Thank you. Excellent. Okay. I can't understand why so Marjorie, will you continue for us? Where am I? Oh, so we're here.
Vishinan, Vishinintan.
Vishinan Tam. You were right the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't second guess myself. Livakha.
Ne. Vanecha.
Where am I? I've already lost my. Vanecha. Vidibarta.
Mm-hmm.
Bam.
Bam.
Bomb. Bomb. Bishiv taka.
Mm-hmm. They.
Is it? Oh.
2 dots. Techa. 3 dots under the taf. So techa. Bevei techa.
Techa. Techa.
So the 3 dots under the lamed.
Shach becha. No, I left out the L, didn't I?
Well, so I'm not sure which. If you're, are you on? So you bevei techa, and then the next word uvlech techa.
Sorry. Derek.
Yes.
Shach. Where am I?
You're doing fine.
Shaka.
So if you want to do each 2 letters together, uv shach b'cha.
Shach b'cha. Oh, that's a tongue twister.
This is ku.
Kumacha.
Uv kumecha. So on a lot of these words, I'll tell you the trick that I maybe vaguely remember, that on a lot of these words, put 2 letters together. So here, let's go back a little ways. So we go up to the 3rd line, the 3rd sentence, which is the middle sort of this 3rd line. Vashi nan tam. You see 2 letters, 2 letters, 2 letters. Liva necha. That one doesn't count so much. But here, here we'll do the last word here. Vashiv techa. That one's not so. But a lot of them here with this word here. Uv lech techa. 2 2 and 2. Uv shach becha. 2 letters, 2 letters, 2 letters. The next one, uv kumecha. So with all these shvas going on, you tend to, right, the vowel before the shva, you're going to bring it together. So here, uk shar tam. Again, 2 letters, 2 letters, 2 letters, right? Here's another one. Well, this one's not so big. So here's a shva, but then there's a vowel for the next letter. So we don't bring the letter with the shva together. It's le, to, ta, fot. These each have their own vowel, so they get pronounced separately. But here, uch, tav, tam, 2 letters, 2 letters, 2 letters. And you see a vowel, a shva, a vowel, a shva. So you bring them together, uch, tav, tam. Mezuzot doesn't follow that rule, but let's see down here. Oh, so here, if we ignore the first letter, the u, vish arecha. So again, a vowel and a shva, you bring it together, uvish arecha. Okay, does that help at all with pronunciation? I know, I mean, so as I say, the first paragraph, the V'ahavta, I find a little less daunting than the second paragraph, which is challenging. Okay. I feel like everybody's being very quiet. You've had enough.
It's a very challenging prayer for most of us that haven't. I mean, I looked at it this week, but I guess there's a lot of like 5-syllable words, and it keeps your brain fresh.
Well, and that's why I wanted to show you how, grouping. What did I miss something? Anyway, so grouping, figuring out how to divide the words up helps. And I feel like you kind of get a rhythm with it if you try to use that, recognizing 2 letters, 2 letters, 2 letters on some of those longer words.
Does that rule of thumb hold pretty much?
Yes, I think it does.
Okay.
Oh, I apologize. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I was trying to go to the next. So here, I'm going to share my screen one more time. I'm sorry. I switched screens to take a look. I moved everything so far over. I can't get to my links. Here we go. Okay. So, so now we're looking at the second paragraph, right? So, V'hayam Shemo Tishmeu, El Mitzvotai. So this is the word that is the anomaly, right? Because this vav acts as a vav and an o. So mitzvotai. Okay, Anochi mitzaveh. So here's a mitzaveh etchem, the ahava. So Elohim ul avdo. So this one follows it too. So you've got a vowel, a shva, a vowel, a shva. Ul avdo. Okay, I'm gonna go with artchem. So I know you find the shva confusing, but in this case, so here's a really long one. Vahish ta ha vitam. Okay, vahish ta ha vitam. Okay. So here, I'm sorry. Avadtem. See, when you stop, if you have the vowel before the shva, you're going to stop after the shva. So va'avadtem, right? Samtem, uk shartem, right? This one, uk shartem. Here's naf shechem. Okay. So here's a tav tam. This one down here. So vowel shva, vowel nothing. Tav tam. Okay. All right, you guys are doing all right. You really are. These are, these are not easy things. And they're not ones that I think you have a lot of familiarity with. But you're more advanced. You're at the end of this class. So
Could you
I
take,
need to keep challenging you.
could you take a quick look at my question?
I apologize. I certainly can. Okay. You want me to look on page, I'm sorry, you are there 7 identical. What? I'm not sure I understand.
So if I want to do it, if I want to have an Aliyah, I don't
Yeah.
know where to find the prayer to study.
Oh, in the book?
Oh,
Well, any book, yeah. What is it in the book?
yeah.
Yes, it is in the book. What book do you have?
Lev Shalom.
Oh, sure.
It is in the Torah service
Right.
on
Torah service.
Around
Okay.
170 something.
172.
Yeah, sounds about right. Hold on. Misha Berach. Yep, 172.
Okay.
And you want me to send you a link?
Yes, please. And are all of the they're all the same? Doesn't matter which one you do.
Yes,
I'm not following the question.
yes,
Thanks,
yes,
Mary.
yes. And there are some great YouTubes out there that will
Right.
actually not just the words, but show you what to do. It's
Choreography.
yeah, and you don't have to worry about it like your first time, but you are supposed to hold on to the Eitayim roll because you're connecting yourself to the Torah when you say the blessing.
Well, this would be, we're going to actually be doing it in Israel. So
Wow.
I already said no, and I feel really bad about it. So I think I need to go back and say yes. And
Say yes. Absolutely. That's an honor. Challenge yourself. You can do it. You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it, Audrey.
You can. It's not that hard. You just have to get past your feeling of not knowing. So that just means you have to practice.
I will do that. I'll make
Okay.
Lisa happy.
I will send you some links just between you and me. You'll be fine.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Okay. All right,
And
ladies.
Rachel, I sent you a thing just now about the Shabbat. I just mailed it to you.
Oh,
Emailed it to you.
perfect. Thank you.
That might be helpful that I got from another class.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
And you might
All
want
right.
to share. Okay.
And
Hi,
I'll-
All right,
everyone.
ladies. See you
Can
next
I
Can I
week.
just
Shalom.
add one thing about people who count words? That was the beginning of construction of like don't, won't. It was to save
Sure.
words.
No way.
Interesting.
That's
Mhm.
so interesting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
yeah, I found it interesting. Because we all use the contractions.
Absolutely.
And you weaken an argument in a legal argument using contractions. So it's
True enough, but
Goes
in
back to how many
general
words
are we
speech,
supposed
we
to
all
have
say
lawyers
don't,
here?
won't, sh.
Everybody a lawyer here?
No.
Is everybody a lawyer?
I'm,
No.
I'm married to one, and I edit his stuff enough that I know it. But I have a background in it's paralegal, though I don't have the certification. But mostly
You're a lawyer.
construction.
Well, I don't know the name of it, but we have a new museum in DC about words. Does anyone know the name of it? I haven't
The
been.
lexicomia. No, I don't know.
No, it opened during the pandemic. I went to one Zoom thing, but I apparently didn't make the mailing list. And I love that stuff, so I should find out the name and maybe get on there.
It sounds like a fascinating place. I haven't gone yet because I'm still kind of, but I've always been into words.
It's not the Museum of the Bible, though, right? That's a
No,
separate
No.
no,
museum.
no, that's
No.
totally different.
Right.
I missed the museum. I thought that was wonderful.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
That was
It's a
amazing.
shame it didn't make, you know what? People in this area are so used to not paying to go into museums
Mm.
that for that reason alone, it had troubles.
But I think they were overly ambitious. It was very successful in Roslyn and not so successful when they built that gigantic building on the mall. Or almost on the mall.
Yeah.
Audrey, where do you live?
I live in Arlington, Virginia.
Oh, okay. She's
So-
across the water.
Geraldine, a
there.
lot of people in this class are from our region.
Yeah, exactly.
I've just worked out that way.
Okay.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
actually, the thing that where the panel you two were on, Edith and Geraldine, when I can't remember her name, but when she said, "Is that how you pronounce?" What did she say? Bowie.
Bowie. Bowie.
Yeah,
He said Bowie.
yeah.
I
We
know
say
it's
Bowie.
not
You say,
Bowie.
right, you say Bowie.
Well, I hope
But
everybody
Bowie is the
gets it. I'm
knife.
not gonna yell out.
Well, Bowie
Bowie
is
the
isn't
knife. So
David
people who
Bowie's
don't
name.
know are gonna pronounce it the same way.
Right.
There's so
Oh,
much
Houston and Houston.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it depends where you are, though. If you're in
Right.
New York City, it's Houston Street.
Exactly.